We finally hit 100K. Woohoo! Thanks to you guys, and thanks to this piece of paper, we did it. We need to get to 100,000 subs. Please subscribe to our channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. You can subscribe and subscribe to us. And subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Mike.
And I'm Ian.
And we're Accelerate.
And we started making videos over 4 years ago.
Like 2 years with the studio and stuff, and some of the videos are awesome.
And some of them flopped.
But all in all, we want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts and bellies for joining us on our road to 1 million subscribers.
Nice.
What's up, Internet world, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I bring you the 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-e GT Performance. So what exactly is the Mustang Mach-e? Well, if you're new to our channel, we've already reviewed it right here. This is a totally different beast. This is the GT version. Now you can get two versions of that car. You can get a GT and then a GT Performance. Now in Canada, it's only offered as a Performance. In the US, you guys are lucky, you can buy the regular or you can buy the Performance GT. But what exactly do you get for that money difference and how much is it? Well, let's talk about power first. Now for power, you get 480 horsepower on either model. Yes, you would think you'd get 500 and something horsepower on the Performance version, but that is not the case. You do get a bump in torque though. You get 600 pound-feet of torque on the regular GT and 634 pound-feet of torque in the Performance version. How about speed? Well, 0 to 60 is 3.8 seconds in the regular GT and 3.5 seconds in this version. So let's go to the front end, and this is my favorite part of the Mustang Mach-e GT Performance because it is nice and aggressive and it has this awesome front grille. If you look at this front grille closely, you'll see that's actually a 3D print behind it. It's nice and smooth on the outside, but on the inside, it's got this beautiful hologram, and I think that looks awesome. Instead of that like mustache they have on the usual one, and it's kind of gray, it kind of looks weak. This is also illuminated if you guys didn't notice, and that looks sweet. But also, the front end has these huge wide bumpers with these air curtains going in, and all black. It's just nice and wide. And these, obviously those open flappers to keep the battery cool when it needs it. And these headlights have this like long, winding turn signal slash daytime running lights. It looks cool and aggressive and meaty. That's why I like the front of this thing. It also has a touch of Maserati, just the way it pulls down. Kind of looks like a Levante GTS, and we reviewed that. And they also have an overlap hood. If you notice, it overlaps. This new sort of design architecture is making cars look a lot more aggressive and longer with a shorter overhang. And I really like the way it kind of looks. And what do you guys think about this color? This is called Cyber Orange. And if you haven't noticed, we actually did a Bronco with this exact color. This will probably be the first time anyone's ever said the build quality on this Ford is good. And that's true because the Plaid sucks. You see, I complained about the Tesla not having any sort of design over here, and I felt for that kind of money you need to get something that actually looks cool and, you know, give it a little bit of an Easter egg like this. This is what I'm talking about. And I really like how they have this nice thick weather stripping over here, just not around the bottom. You see, a lot of manufacturers have the weather stripping on the bottom, but here it's attached to the top, and it kind of looks like an engine cowl from this standpoint. Now underneath here you do have a bit of a drain plug that you can drain in here, and they do have two cup holders in case you're having sort of a front tailgate party. To the side. Now moving along the side here, you will notice that these wheels are specific to a GT Performance. If you got the regular GT and you wanted to upgrade, well, you couldn't. You have to spend the money and buy the Performance. Now these things are machined lip and they are fancy, and they're one of my favorite Ford wheels that I've seen. I also noticed that there are Brembos behind here, and they are red, and they're specific to the Performance, and they are for piston. Now moving along the side here, what I am upset about is, what is this? This is the same thing you get on a regular Mach-e. I want something performance. Give me performance. Give me something fancy. Even Tesla does this. On the side of it, there's nothing. On the back, it says Plaid. That's it. Give me some more Plaidness. Give me some more GT Performance. Give me something than just that. So back to this part. Now this part's the same on any Mach-E you buy, including this. You hit the button, you got this little handle, and that's how you open and close the doors. Pretty straightforward in the front. In the back, it's a little bit more unique. You have this button you push, but there's no door handle. Ford actually created this little hand spot for you that you can go like this, and you can open it up. And I know this because this is rubberized. So on the inside here, it's nice and rubberized. I can put my hand in and open it. But there is one odd thing that when I press the button and I'm like, oh, wrong door, let's close it again. You can't close it. It actually has a lock that your fingers can't get jammed. You actually have to open it and then close it. One thing you also need to know is that this one has something called Magna-Ride damping suspension. How about we just leave the Magna-Ride out of it? Because Magna is like, not fully like exciting, you know? Maybe how about you leave it as like magnetic ride? That sounds cool. Mag-Ride. Magnetic suspension? Sounds good. Magna-Ride? Sounds like a battery you can buy from Walmart. Now this is the same with all Mach-E's. They have this sort of two-layer effect. When you look at the car from a distance, you don't really notice that this is actually an SUV. You think this is sort of a performance fastback coupe because when you look really fast, this black panel actually merges with the background. Of course, it's daytime and then you can't notice it, but at night or any sort of dark environment, you actually think this is like a cool, sort of sporty, well, you know, a Mustang, because that's what it is. I complained about this in the last Mach-E review, but what's up with this monster battery pack here? Look how long and big this is. This must be a serious Duracell. Yes, it actually is. This thing has a 93 kilowatt hour usable battery. It probably has a 100 kilowatt hour battery hiding underneath, I assume, because you can use 93 of it. Now, if you want to power it up, you simply just press one of the four corners and it'll open up for you. There we go, voila. And yes, you can pick your regular charger or you can pick the fancy one and plug it in here and get a whopping 260 miles of range. And you get 270 if you get the regular GT, except we didn't have that experience. We actually charge it completely and we have 250 kilometers worth of range. Now, miles, kilometers, they're different, right? Now, as you walk to the side here, you probably ask yourself, these back tires, they're nice and wide for all that grip you're gonna get because this is a rear biased all-wheel drive system. And the answer is, you're right, but you're also wrong because these tires are exactly the same as the front. And when I think the word Mustang, I think about nice, big, wide tires in the back, but you ain't gonna get it with this one. You're gonna get a badge though. It says GT, doesn't say performance. And they have these cool dynamic turn signals that make it very Mustang-ish. And on the bottom here, you have this nice big valence on either side of this reverse light. Now, I do like the fact the reverse light is down here because the camera is hidden nice and clean. And from this angle, this looks like a really cool modern concept BMW. Should I say that? Yes. Right here, it looks like the Concept 5 Series from a really long time ago. And I'm glad that they've got some nice designs because look at these taillights. They are awesome. Now, under the trunk of this Mustang GT is the same trunk that's in the Mach-E Mustang. So if you want to watch that video and all the interior dimensions, go ahead and do so because we're going to focus on the performance. So backseat time, yes, there is a difference. Here is where you really notice that this is a performance. Check out this interior. The seating is different. They even have a metallic undertone through all this little cross sections here. And not only that, the cross sections are slightly different. If you notice here, they're actually triangle. And then if you look over here, they've got this like butterfly looking thing. Now sitting back here, I get a ton of room, so much so that I can really tell that these front seats are performance oriented. They look really Darth Vader style. Look at this thing, look at the overhang over the shoulders here. I can tell that these things are gonna hold me in really, really well. I like how Ford has spent the time and effort on the front seat to make it a real performance version, so yes, Ford. Front seat of the Performance Mach-E. Now, what is the difference? Because when I get in the car, it says GT right on it. It doesn't say anything about performance. But when I get in the car, then I notice it's a performance because this has specific performance interior. Specifically, this area right here. This is performance. If you get a GT, you actually get a totally different trim and layout, and same with the regular Mach-E. And the seats, as I mentioned in the back, they're totally different for this performance. But what else is performance oriented? There's not too much more unless you get behind the wheel and actually drive it. There's a few little features that are kind of cool. Let's talk about drive modes. You see in the Tesla, you have chill, sport, and plaid. And this one, you got whisper, engage, and unbridled. And when you hit unbridled, you get this cool display. It makes you feel more aggressive. You get different ambient colors that you can pick in the display and the features all the way around. But what else is there? Give me some more. And for that, we're gonna take it for a drive. 2022 Mustang Mach-E GT Performance. Foot to the ground, unbridled, let's go. Stability program off, this thing goes. And then it hits a brick wall. The acceleration to 60 is a totally different car than after 60 miles an hour. Ford is cheating us. It's like they're testing the market right now to see that we can tick the box, that we can do 3.5 seconds, 0 to 60. But after that, what happens? So this is how it works. Ford has said, we will give you all the power for 5 seconds. But after that, we're gonna pull some of that back. Now it's questionable to know what they're gonna do to give it all to you. Are they gonna just tell you, you know what, on the next software update like Elon, we're gonna give you more power. But right now, it's awesome for that quick jab, that quick start. You get the time, 3.5 seconds, 3.7 seconds. If you've got the regular GT, but they throttle it. And that's really interesting to know. Is it just a software update or is this like this forever? It's gonna be really interesting. So I've got 100 kilometers left on my Mach-E and I'm in London, Ontario, and I'm driving all the way to Toronto, which is about 170 kilometers away. And I've got 52% battery life on that Mach-E. Now here I am at the Canadian Tire and we've got Flow and we've got Electrify Canada. Except this Flow says Nissan on it, and that Electrify Canada we all know is from Volkswagen. So hey, which one do I pick? All right, so the only reason I picked this one right here because it says 350. That thing doesn't say anything on it. That one you gotta use an app, and you gotta go through your phone to find an app. This one has a credit card reader, except network error. Okay. Network error. Now I gotta go to the 150. Now it's apparently working, so I guess we'll try to figure it out. It's in French. Plug this thing in. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Okay, nothing. Okay, Fermare. English. Ready. Network error. Network error again. Where's the 350? What are my choices? I got 150. So my only choice is 150, so here we are. We'll try to go 150 and see how much power we get with 150. Push to start. Push to start. Push to start. They say buy an electric car. It fits, it fits. Yes, it fits. It fits. Okay, let's go back there. Hands are frozen. Hands are frozen. Connecting to vehicle. Please connect, please connect. Charging station paused. 5198K. No idea what that means. 51%, 98K is what I got. Give me more power, give me more power. Connecting to vehicle. Brrr, it's cold. Brrr, it's cold. Check it out. Guys, check this out. No key identified. Okay, all right. Charge station fault. C manual. Charged. Ah! How is anybody gonna be committed to an electric car when you've got this BS you gotta deal with? Okay, so let's Nissan. Let's see if we can put Ford into a Nissan. Do they share any parts? Who knows? Okay, push this button. Pull it out. Put it in the hole. All right. Hold your card reader near the reader. Gotta get an app on my phone. All right. Okay, so I got the Flow app, and the last time I used the Flow app was when I had an Audi e-tron, which was like 7 months ago, and I forgot my login password, and what's the password? Maybe we should just get this thing towed to Toronto. It'll be faster. I found something really small. Use your smartphone to pay by credit card. All right, press this button. Take me to Flow. Just give me credit card information. What? Credit card information. Perfect. Autofill. Autofill. My face, my name, autofill. I'm authorized. Charging station's ready. Credit card, start. Vehicle communication error. What? This is $20 an hour. Okay, it's working. It's working. So second try, it's working. Yes. 95 amps. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go to the car. How much power do we got? How much power do we got? Okay, come on, door ajar. Fast charging. 80% at 10:35. That's, what time is it right now? 9:30. 1 hour. We got 1 hour and it's gonna be 80%. So for 30% more power, I don't think it's gonna be enough to get back to Toronto. Oh. All right, so about 35 minutes on this fast charger and I got 168 kilometers. So I gained 70 kilometers in about half an hour at this Flow charger that looks to be about 100 kilowatt charger. But I got enough to get me to Toronto and I'm gonna be safe and happy. So driving position. One of my beefs with this car, because I've had this car for about a week now and I'm at the end of my drive and that's why it's snowy. When we filmed all the rest of it, it was nice and sunny and on the throttle. Woohoo! Oh man, this thing is nice. Now the only beef I have with this driving position, these seats hold me in really, really well. The top of the shoulder feels really strong and supportive. Is the steering wheel. The steering wheel is really soft, like the padding on the steering wheel is really soft. It heats up really fast when I hit it. Now there's only one increment of heating on my steering wheel. There's 3 on the seats, but only 1 for the steering wheel. But the beef that I have is the steering column actually doesn't go down low enough. It goes up high like a school bus and doesn't go down low enough. Now some would say, well, you should raise your seat, but my vision is exactly in the middle of the front windscreen. So I'm like directly in the middle. So I don't need to go higher because then I'd be up here. And obviously I do have a ton of headroom, but that makes sense, right? And the steering column is just still too high. If you look at it, it should be like here for me, not here. This, if I'm looking at how this is pivoted, my hand should be like this. Imagine driving like this. The electronics in here are really nice and clean and easy to work with. It just looks so good. Look at the clarity of this screen. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna put it in whisper now and I'm gonna watch this mileage. I have 168 kilometers and it just dropped down to 166 in like half a second. But I've got 73% of battery life left and hopefully it will hold. But for half a second I will hit unbridled, which is their monster mode, and you can, oh my God, this is so weird. That's strange. So when I put in unbridled mode, all of a sudden I'm actually going a little bit faster and my pedal is not as aggressive. Now it's in 1 pedal drive. So what makes this car different is because this offers 1 pedal drive and the Teslas are all 1 pedal drive. You cannot disable, at least for my Tesla Plaid, you cannot disable it. As soon as I let go of the gas, the car brakes. For this one, I can hit 1 pedal drive off and then the car coasts. And it feels lighter on my foot. And this also has something called propulsion sound, which is 1 consistent sound. You cannot upload a sound that you want to play. You can't upload a sound on the horn like the Tesla. This is just simply like more in line with what we're used to from a gas perspective. So they're trying to bridge the gap with this thing, I find, with the gas and the electric, because you have propulsion sound, so you can hear the car sound. You've got 1 pedal drive that you can switch on or off. Most people have it off when they deliver the car to a new person because they'll think, hey, I want to be able to coast like normal. Like I'm coasting on the brake. Weird coast though, because the coast actually doesn't slow down in speed. It's at 6 kilometers an hour and it just rolls at 6 kilometers an hour for a long time. It doesn't go from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like most cars. Like coasting, 10. That's funny. On the throttle, unbridled. The other cool part about this is that this thing is like rear-wheel drive biased, so the back end actually does come out. The other big difference between the regular Mach-e and this thing is the suspension. This suspension did a great job. It's really comfortable. In unbridled, it's firm, not totally firm. It's still kind of an SUV in some respects. But when you go to whisper, it's nice and soft. Now, yes, you can disable advanced track or stability program and do a bit of a donut. Oh, that's fun. So when you put it unbridled, you get these awesome display graphics on the dash. It's so engaging. It's so like non-Tesla. Tesla pulls the engagement away from the car by throwing all this tech at you. This thing has a sound. It's cool. Sounds sick, right? Power's awesome. 3.5 seconds. On the throttle, feels amazing. And then all of a sudden, it's like hitting a brick wall. Where's the rest of the power? So now I've activated Blue Cruise and I have this nice big blue bubble around me and I'm just puttering away. And it's supposed to be hands-free driving on 100,000 miles of highway, predetermined, pre-selected highway. And this is obviously it because Blue Cruise is working. So here I am, hands-free with Blue Cruise, and yep, and we're braking softly, gently. It knows where I am. Every now and then it will tell me to put my hands on the steering wheel, and if I don't focus on the road ahead of me, it'll say, focus on the road, drive on the road ahead, put your hands on the steering wheel every now and then. So it's probably one step better than normal cruise control and adaptive cruise control. It's not full autonomous driving, and Ford clearly tells you that, but I have this nice big blue bubble around me, and I feel like if I want to keep my hands off the steering wheel and yell at the kids or grab a sandwich and eat lasagna, maybe you can. I don't, but maybe you can. One thing I do for sure is drink my water, so this is how I would use Blue Cruise. Cheers. No hands, Blue Cruise, and then put my hands back on. That's how I would use Blue Cruise. Again, it's not full autonomous because I like to drive and I'm happy that you can. I love the looks of this thing. This thing looks, in my opinion, better than Tesla Model Y. I feel like the Teslas kind of all look almost the same. They're just more bubbly and they're more kind of not out there. This thing is offered in a pretty awesome color. The front end's awesome, gets a lot of looks. Kids give it thumbs up. It's comfortable, it's smooth. It's fairly expensive. It's a little bit more expensive than the Model Y, equipped the way it is. It does do less range. The Model Y does about 400 and something miles. This thing does about 300 something miles. In the winter, as you can see, kind of hard to prove that. That's probably perfect conditions. So the Tesla does give you more range. This thing is more closer, I would say. This does a better job at gapping between the gas cars and the electric cars. If you hate electric and you feel like you'll never buy electric again, this might be the gateway. So the question is, what are you going to buy? Are you going to buy the Tesla Model Y Performance, or are you going to buy a Mach-e GT Performance? Comment below.